right, how you doing, YouTube squad? Welcome to my channel. This is YouTube Can Be Great. Now, this is the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 13 episode 18 finale review. Now, I wasn't able to do it yesterday because I was kind of busy and whatnot, and because I was tired as hell because I spent the entire week. I don't know if you guys know, but Amazon is coming out with this thing called Kindle Vella, where you're supposed to be able to read like short episodes. People who have stories on it can put out new episodes on maybe a weekly basis. I have 2 of them that I'm doing. Yeah, I'm a mathematician, I know, but I do have a few books that I've published, unedited. You know, it's kind of raw. I do think that editing it will make it sound a little bit better and be more presentable professional wise. But as far as these stories, it's new stories every single day or every single week, however often the author chooses to do it. I have 2 coming out. I have one that I titled The Ancients. It's my first attempt at fantasy because my sibling said, hey, I want you to try fantasy, see how you do. I also have a second one called Food for the Soul, which I think that is much more, not just educational, but informative, because it's going to be based on certain traditions and cultures and practices that a lot of people have not heard of that are still happening around the world. And it's going to be told in the eyes of some fictional character I make up as to what the experiences are, because I feel like knowledge is power. So that's going to be some entertaining yet historical fiction for people to read. I'm going to put the summary in the description box and the author and the title. So if y'all have Kindle Vella and you want to support me in that regard, please go ahead and check it out. I think that you'll be something that if you like fantasy, you're good. If you like, reading something that, that catch your attention at the same time, give you some life, at the same time give you knowledge, then Food for the Soul is going to be for you as well. So let's get into it. Now, Cynthia and Mike have now come to the conclusion that Mike is going to move to Atlanta. Being that they got married, this was an issue that they were trying to figure out, and it seems like they come to one accord. Now, this review is going to be kind of brief because I don't think that there's much that went on to this season, let alone this episode. So I'm only going to talk about what's important because I missed last week's. Now, Drew and Ralph have made the decision to now take their son to meet his biological father, who has just recently been released from prison. Now, when I'm looking at this dude, I don't know what he was wearing when he first showed up. I don't know, maybe being in prison a long time has given him a lack of fashion sense. But when he showed up in that outfit, in addition to showing up extremely late, I was like, I don't know how to take you. I don't know how to respond to you, because so far I'm not seeing anything good. Attractiveness wise, I'm not going to talk about it. He's just not my type. It seems like he fits more what Drew would be interested in, because Drew herself can't tell what a good wig is. So she can't tell what a good man might be as far as attraction goes. I don't think that Ralph is unattractive, but the way that this one is shaped and the way that he's set up, I don't know if it's because he showed up late for meeting his own son that makes me uncomfortable to where I'm talking about it this way. I haven't yet figured it out, but I did see that when he did meet the son, he gave me life the entire situation. You're asking him questions like, how's sports going? How's the online school going? And he's giving one word, one sentence answers. And when it was time for him to give him a hug, he tried to give him a hug with an entire table between them. And I'm thinking, damn, I don't know. Maybe it's either because he doesn't want to feel like, maybe there's something with it where he's like, Ralph is my dad. Ralph has been in this whole time. I don't want another dad. But I don't know where the resistance is or what the real issue. Being that he's 9, I can understand not knowing his father and not knowing how to approach the situation, or maybe not thinking that he has a heart big enough to accept both of them. He's still a kid. He's still a child. But just to watch that interaction and how he's taking it is almost like I'm seeing the importance of it, but he's not able to see the importance of it. I do hope that when Drew is talking to him, because when she first mentioned it to Ralph, she didn't seem like she even wanted to do it in the first place. Maybe her energy, as Delilah's spirit, as she wants to call Latoya, is projecting into her son's mind to where he knows she don't care about this guy. So maybe he's not willing because of that. Ralph, not being his biological father, but is a father figure, can talk to him. But I do feel like if Ralph is the only one that's open to this idea, and Latoya it has this resistant personality and thought process that she exhibited in previous episodes, he's going to be resistant to get to know his father. But I appreciate that even though he came out of prison, one of the first things that he considered to do is to go and get in his son's life. And I think that speaks volumes. Then we get to Kenya and Mark. And I'm thinking Kenya is finally accepting the fact that she has been Mark's not wife, but his side chick this entire time that they've been, married in her head, because she's the only one that believes they're married. Nobody else does. The way that I'm understanding this shit is that Mark, because of the baby's birthday party, decided to come into town, but he's comfortable walking in and out of her life, into her house, getting comfortable on the sheets, tapping that ass, bending her over, rubbed it down, do whatever the hell he's going to do to keep her mind fucked. But then when she goes to see him in New York or wherever he is, she stays in a hotel. So her as the side chick stays in a hotel while he, you know, entertains his current girlfriend or his current potential new wife. Adah Mark is psychotic because the way that he comes off from the way that the he's portrayed on TV, he looks sociopathic. But I'm listening to Kenya at the same time, and I have to look at her track record. And I have to say this, and a lot of you might not agree, but there are some women out there that behave like Kenya because they did not have a father figure in their life. I've watched Kenya's progression in her relationship from the moment she set foot on the show. She came with Walter, her make-believe boyfriend, the first time she was here. And according to him, he basically paid her to be her boyfriend on the show, and she was trying to fashion a relationship out of nothing. She was caught in that. The second dude that she came on the show with, his name was it Matt? And Matt was breaking windows, shattering, you know, breaking all her properties. All he was doing that she liked was fucking her. And then when he came up on stage, he was ready to fight, what's her name from Living Single, her husband, the one that everybody was saying was a little fruity, which was disrespectful as hell. But he was ready to fight her over Kenya's mouth, because he was like, I'm talking to you, son. He's like, well, I'm talking to you too, son. The aggression was there, and Kenya seemed to fall for that, you know, that thug life type personality, until he ended up breaking her shit. And then we found out later that he ended up going to jail for assaults, for an alleged assault accusation. I mean, his mugshot was going over online. Then we had the whole situation with Phaedra and Apollo, where initially Kenya was flirting with Apollo, who happens to be married to Phaedra. She thought it was all fun and jokes, but it got blown out of proportion as time went by. And then we get to now where she's now married Mark after knowing him all of 2 seconds. And now we're dealing with this crazy mess. So I'm thinking, Kenya, you have some responsibility to bear, because your track record on picking dudes ain't good. And I know that a lot of times when people don't have a father figure in their life, they tend to gravitate to people who tend to either dominate them or emotionally abuse them in one way, form, or fashion. It seems like that's what Mark is doing, because he's telling her things like, oh, he comes to the house, fucks her, feeds her all these sweet nothings in her hair while he's tearing that ass up, probably telling her how much he loves her while he's, you know, balls deep inside her. And she said, oh, yes, daddy, yes, enjoying every bit of it. But then after it's all said and done, he can't even show up to this counseling session that they're supposed to be planning to supposedly make things better. But he's giving her ultimatums like, okay, I'll be your husband for real, if you drop the lawsuit, or if you drop whatever case. It's like, I'll do this if you do this for me. He doesn't behave like a husband, and he has not behaved like a husband since he came on this damn show. Calling her can, and her shying away from being the type of person that she normally is, and kind of dwindling her light to make him feel good about himself. And then he doesn't seem to be putting any damn effort. But then at the same time, he said that if she takes everything in a divorce, he'll build it back. But the ultimatum is given is almost like he's trying to preserve his income. So which is, I don't know what to take with Mark. But I do know in this session, Kenya has allowed him to come back into her bed, allowed him to come back into her life, and she's being delusional. I don't know why she's holding on to this relationship so damn much. Either way, she got a child in the mix. She's talking to this therapist, and he blocked her. And she's like, well, what kind of man blocks the mother of his child? I said, the kind of man that don't give a damn about you. And you have tolerated so many disrespect. What is this? This ain't new. What is the difference in this? She said that she is now going to show him the side of her that all the other girls be getting, the Kenya that we know that stands up for herself and speaks her mind. But girl, I think it's too late, because you keep letting him get in between your legs. He's not going to take you seriously. But this entire situation, I just feel like Kenya is holding on to something because she's used to loss. Her mother is not in her life. She wanted her mother in her life. So if she has something in her life, she wants to hold on to it, even if it's unhealthy. There's so many issues with that. And I think Kenya needs to go on and just let this man go. You're playing too much games. Then we get to Cynthia deciding to send everybody out, inviting everybody to her, I guess her friend miss event that she's having, and she's gonna have everybody do a white elephant. And the white elephant needs to be worth at least 1,000. I know she initially said 100, but everybody said 100 is gonna be hard. I don't have a problem going out and buying a $100 gift, child. Just go ahead and buy you a crock pot. But she said that they said that 100 was just too small for them to try and reach, because they have to show off money. So she made it 1,000 per person. So and then Latoya sends a text to Cynthia while she's preparing, saying that she's not gonna be able to make it because she'll want to deal with the drama. Marlo also sends a text saying that she can't make it, but she's still gonna send a gift to participate in the situation, even though she's not there. Then we get to the actual party, friend miss. What's his name? Everybody shows up for this chef's cooking dinner that they did at the lake house, except for Drew and Portia. As late as Drew and Portia showed up, it was like 3.5 hours late. As late as they were, They came late, dived right into the food, acting like nothing's wrong. It was probably the most disrespectful. That's beyond fashionably late. That's just wrong. You might as well stay your ass at home. 3.5 hours, you're basically driving to another state, child. It does not take you 5 minutes. Okay, hell, even 30 minutes, fashionably late, but 3 damn hours, girl? There is like no, at that point, you don't give a damn. You just don't give a fuck. And they both showed up. And as much as they took that long, Drew does not have the style enough for me to think that she needs 3.5 hours to prepare herself to show up. Because I was not impressed when she still showed up. And I would say that as much as I like Drew in the beginning of the season, I thought she would be a good addition to the show. As the episodes went on, she was getting on my fucking nerves. And this, I'm not even, she was getting on my damn nerves, as I will prove as I continue this review, because they start doing the white elephant. Before they get there, they decided to get the rules on the white elephant. Somebody picks a gift. If you're number one, you get the gift you like. Number two, they can decide if they can steal your gift from you or if they got to pick something else from the pile. And because Portia and Drew were supposed to be late, Kenya decided that it was only fair that they get the shitty ass numbers, which is 1 and 2. Shamia pipes in saying, well, Marlo should get number 3, but Shamia, Marlo's gift made it there before Portia and Drew. So why on earth should she get a shitty ass number when her gift showed up on time? Hell, her gift was on time and didn't even have legs. So I think that Shamia was trying to throw Marlo a little bit shade, but Kenya nipped that in the bud. Like, nope, she did what she was supposed to do. She called. She made sure to let her know that she wasn't going to be making within a reasonable amount of time, and she sent to give hell. What else do you want? So they decided that Marlo's not going to get the shitty number. They're going to do it as if she was there. Marlo ends up getting the best number. She got number 8 because the last person who picks has all the gifts in the stack to decide what they want, which means that they have more of an option and they know what it is they're picking. So then they start picking the gifts, and Portia gets Cynthia's gift, which was a Tiffany bracelet set. And y'all know that Cynthia has a very simple, as much money as she has and as much as modeling career as she has had in that, she's a little bit more down to earth, which I appreciate about her personality. She don't bring nothing to this damn show, but she is down to earth and I like her. So she decided to go with a Tiffany bracelet that she herself would wear. She didn't just buy some crap that she herself would put on her wrist. But we could see that Portia didn't want that shit. Portia was just looking at it like, you brought me a bracelet and a necklace. That's what you get me. Even though it has Tiffany label on it, I mean, it's still a bracelet. Portia was looking like it was beneath her to even accept that. She didn't like that gift. But she came late, child, so you're gonna have to just get over it. Then Drew decides to pick next. She's number 2, and she gets this fragrance and a mini Gucci bag. And Portia, that was the gift that Portia had purchased. And Portia goes on her confessional and said, now this is what a white elephant is supposed to be. I said, bitch, you shouldn't even be saying nothing. I don't know when Portia watches herself coming late, because she showed up late to almost Nini's event. She shows up late. Portia's event, she shows up late. Cynthia's event, she showed up late. I don't think that she understands. Before it was Candy showing up late, but hell, Candy has made some progress. Portia, your ass needs to go on and catch up. Then it was Shamia's turn. Shamia picks up an iPhone. The Drew's the fragrance, the mini Gucci bag gets stolen by Cynthia's sister. Mal gets stolen by her. She said, no, I want the fragrance in the Gucci bag. And she takes it. And then we have Drew having to go back and pick another gift. And I think she picked something that looked like a bunch of wine bottles. And then Shamia decides to pick her turn, and she gets an iPhone 12. Cynthia gets money and a whole bunch of other stuff that she likes. And Kenya decides that Candy picks Kenya's gift. And Kenya bought diamond rings that she said was valued at $5,000, which why would you buy a female diamond rings, girl? She's not your date or your Valentine, but Kenya likes to show off. So, I mean, it's Kenya-like to do something like that. So it is what it is. Bless you with the gift. Have fun. Then we get Kenya decides to pick Shamia's gift, and Shamia had bought a Chanel scarf, but Marlo's number 8, so Marlo stole that gift because, hey, it's Chanel scarf, so I'm gonna take it. All these name brand stuff, I could just go here and buy it. I just feel like I would just go to Ross to buy a scarf and just put it in a Chanel box. But damn, all these money, I guess when you have money, you buy whatever you want. I'm more for saving and investing and having generational wealth for my kids and to make sure I leave something behind for them. But I guess if you have it, spend it. So they bought the Chanel scarf. Shamia bought a Chanel scarf, and Marlo steals that one. And that leaves Kenya with Drew's gift. And I'm thinking, I don't know if this is set up or if production planned this or what the situation is, but Kenya ends up being stuck with Drew's gift. And Kenya, before she opened the gift, is like, I know that Drew's style doesn't fit my own because Drew don't have a style. Her stylist needs to be fired because her stylist be having her looking a hot ass mess on television knowing that she's on the show. So as beautiful as Drew is, her style has not been on point in a lot of situations. So why the hell do I want her buying my gift? But she ends up picking up Drew's gift, and it's a bag. Drew says, open the bag, there's something in it. And inside the bag is a high school wig, the same wig that looked like, I think it looked like a bird's nest on her head when she first came in the show. And I guess Drew and Kenya and Latoya and Kenya were talking about her wig and how bad it was. She has that same wig, and she said that it's $1,000 bundles. I said, girl, bye. You can just see it shedding inside that damn box. Ain't no way that thing is $1,000. Knocking off. Number two, you bought that shit off of Amazon. Either that, or you got it from Party City, or your ass went down to the strip and you just grabbed the wig off of somebody that's there street walking and just came up here, put it in the box and said that it was $1,000. Child, that wig is not $1,000 at all. It don't look like it. It don't look like it. It looks like it probably smells. Girl, bye. Drew was trying to create drama. It's the final episode, and she's trying to do her last hurrah because she wants to be able to pick up this Bravo checks moving forward, and she wants to keep that peach. So she came up with this nonsense situation, trying to be petty, and brought out this mess talking about it's $100 and it's $1,000. And she had also saying that she donated to Humane Society $100. Listen to me very carefully, bitch. I like that you donated to all these societies. I don't care whether it's for cancer or for children or you feeding the children. I don't care what you choose to donate on your own time, but this was supposed to be a gift about me. If anything, I should be the one to decide where you donate to. You should choose it for me and then come and tell me you did it for my behalf and it's supposed to be a gift. Girl, but I don't know what Drew was trying to do in this entire ordeal, this entire situation. I think she was trying to create drama, but it didn't work out the way that she wanted it to work out because she ended up looking like a fool. Then we had Kenya calling Drew a loser in the confessional because of what she bought. Then we had what's it called? Drew bring up after Kenya gets the gift. Drew says something about her donation, saying this is how God does things, and she keeps bringing up God. And then at the same time, she decides to bring up Prophet Lot and the whole Latoya situation because she thought she could vindicate herself. She says that God dropped this receipt on her lap. And I'm thinking, okay, well, shit. We didn't heard Latoya call the prophet at Kenya's house last time, and the prophet refuted everything that she said. I wasn't trying to get with her. I was just mentoring her. I think she's a wonderful person. We're not dating. None of that. So where's your receipt? So she pulls her receipt and a recording plays. And the recording was bullshit, for lack of a better word. It was bullshit because I was just as lost as everybody else who would listen to it. Because at first I said, I wasn't hearing what she's trying to hear. Where's the proof? And then when Kenya and everybody said, am I missing something? I said, well, shit, it ain't just me then. This, I don't know what she was trying to do. Maybe she thought that maybe they're delusional and they won't be able to use their critical thinking skills because she thinks these ladies are just all about the mess. But Drew, you end up looking stupid as hell. I understand where she was trying to go because she wanted to not look like a lie. But girl, if this is your receipt, y'all, it ain't proving nothing. Because what she was saying and what the prophet's saying was basically acknowledging that he sees Drew's struggle, he respects her, he likes her, but he didn't say nothing about dating her or trying to be with her or any of the extra allegations you piled up in this nonsense to accuse Latoya of because your ass don't like that hoe. So I'm sitting up here like, Drew, what is this nonsense? But then she goes into this whole spiel because Latoya now comes in and she goes into this whole spiel about how she wants to protect her family, her children, and her name. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I know the last episode, Drew had this whole speech about how the prophet dealing with Latoya, it prevents her from being able to get a prophet for her to come and baptize her child. I said, bitch, what? You can go up on Skid Row and you'll find yourself a prophet. There may be a prophet on PCP or come down from something, but child, they will prophesize a few things for you. You could just get that person over there. It is not hard to find a prophet to go and bless your baby child. So for you to sit up here and make the allegations that because Prophet Lot is the only one out there that can come up here and bless your child, and that is completely Latoya's fault that your entire baptism, whenever it did not, girl, bye. You're reaching and you're reaching horribly. Okay, I understand that you're trying to make some mess out of this. You want to cause some drama because you want to keep this money since your acting career has a little bit slow. Has been hella slow since the game. I get that part. But what you're doing is you're making yourself look like a fool because it's an epic fail. I'm sitting up here like listening to what her reasoning is, and Candy was my spirit this time because Candy fixed her mouth and said, girl, it is not Latoya's fault. You're blaming the girl for a decision that both adults are making. It takes two to cheat. It takes two to build a relationship. If Latoya was out here hitting on the prophet because she was looking for some dick, the prophet was definitely looking for some pussy because if he said yes, it was his choice. So why the hell are you putting all the blame on Latoya like you're shaming her, like her decision to do whatever she wants to do? She's like, well, she's married. She's getting the divorce. The way that I see it is Drew is putting herself in a higher pedestal, and she's putting herself above LaToya, because in her mind, she didn't convince herself that because LaToya is still legally married, it don't matter if she's separated or going through a divorce. Why would she be hitting on a prophet who, in her mind, is in a relationship that the prophet himself refuted? So either the prophet is lying or you're lying, because he said he's not even in a relationship, child. Which relationship? Maybe your ass is making up shit in your head to make you feel better. And it makes me go back to when her and Ralph first came on the episode, when there was this whole situation about her getting into a fight with Ralph, and Ralph living the entire state. I think he went over to Florida or some shit like that for 3 days to clear his head. That shit don't make no sense for anybody that's listening to it. Not at all. Because I'm thinking, how are you married and you're fighting with your husband or your wife, and you decided to cool off, you leave the entire state for days, and you didn't tell her where you're at in a hotel? In my mind, I would assume the worst, that you're out there tapping some other girl's ass that's not my own. So you need to explain to me in great detail with some receipts. I need to be able to call that hotel and confirm that your ass was actually there and you were there alone by yourself the whole time with you and your left hand to jack off with for 3 days. But Ralph has since yet to give us any kind of information, and they're going to ask him at the reunion to go ahead and confirm. But based on Drew's rationale and how she basically speaks in all these ways that she tries to create drama but end up backfiring in her face, I'm starting to think that maybe she made all that shit up in the first place. That didn't even happen, because what self-respected husband would do that to his wife? I don't understand. But LaToya comes in, and LaToya is now said that she didn't want to show up because she didn't want to deal with no drama, but you had already brought the drama with her. So LaToya comes in halfway through, and she starts talking about Ralph looking for some puss that she, because after Drew said you were out there looking for some dick, she said, well, your husband is out there looking for some puss. So basically, if I'm looking for something, so is your man. Why don't you worry about what's going on in your house and worry about what's going on with me, heifer? So as this is going on, now Kenya decides that she's going to get up and she's going to pull LaToya to the side, because she's going to keep calling Drew a narc. Mind you that Kenya has behaved like a narc on multiple occasions in this series multiple times. And she's going to go ahead and call somebody a narc who's her first season, and she don't know what to do with herself in her first reality show. So they're on the side, and LaToya's ass didn't even know she meant like narcissist. she meant narc, not narcissist. LaToya says, no, she's a narcissist. And Kenya said, no, a narc gives her a brief vocab session on what she was talking about. And LaToya agrees that she's both a narc and a narcissist. I'm like, this is just crazy. LaToya goes back in, and of course she wants to go ahead and check Drew. LaToya looks absolutely beautiful, by the way. LaToya, I don't like what she does sometimes. She gets on my fucking nerves sometimes, but LaToya is one thing. She's very beautiful, and she has a good body type, and she has a good body shape. That's not undeniable. That's undeniable. She goes there, she picks the wig, and she throws that wig at Drew. And Drew gets up trying to be Chicago, trying to say she's from Chicago, whatever the case is, trying to fight her. Security comes and stops it. In this entire situation, it was all Drew's fault that party was messed up. Because after LaToya is escorted by Kenya out the building, Kenya's trying to, let's get out of here. I'm sick of this shit. I don't even want to be here. I didn't like the gift that I got. I didn't spend diamond ring cost I didn't spend money on a diamond ring that's supposed to be valued at $5,000 only to come here and get Drew's fucked up ass, fake ass wig gift with her donating the $100 that she could have given me to somebody else. I'm not dealing with this bullshit, child. This is a disappointment. I want to go home. She leaves. And then Drew's now sitting up here talking about, I'm so sorry, as if she's not the one that caused the disaster and ruined the party in the first place. Drew likes to fashion herself to be above it all. She likes to think of herself as being the girl who does the right thing and who's sanctified, and she don't have the Delilah spirit like she says. But Drew, you're highly delusional if you think that you had no hand in messing up this woman's party that you were invited to. You came with a lot of mess and it backfired in your face. You look stupid. Now you apologize and don't give nothing. And that fake bullshit cry that you're gonna do in the reunion, I'm not buying it either, just like Kenya. I don't want to see Drew in next season. I don't care for her. I don't want to see Cynthia. I don't want to see Candy. And I could probably stomach Marlo. I don't see the point of Shamia or Mal. I don't see any of them. I did hear that Phaedra is being put on as potentially coming back for season 14 because they need somebody who can read. You can probably bring back a SARAI, because SARAI also caused some drama, can read. Hell, even Kim Zolciak caused some drama. Nene caused some drama. But this particular season was slow as hell. It was not as good as last season when Nene Leakes was there. As much as Nene plays the victim in certain situations, when it comes to reality TV and Real Housewives, she does what she's supposed to do to keep the check. And so I feel like this particular season, they did add LaToya and Drew. And yes, LaToya brought some drama, but it was just like, I don't know if it's because of COVID or whatever was happening, but this season, I wasn't feeling it. I'm hoping that the reunion is better. You know what I'm saying? But damn, I don't know. Is it just me? Y'all tell me what you think. Anyway, this is the review for this. I'm gonna watch Married to Medicine. If it's something that's just not even, you know, whatever, it wasn't that, because last week was boring as hell. If it doesn't give me nothing, I'm not gonna waste my time. I'm gonna keep writing like I was doing in the first place and keep pushing that episode. I'm still trying to figure out how, I know that they published my first episode for the Ancients. I'm still trying to figure out how to go ahead and put the link in here or whatever, so you guys can be able to watch it if you do want to read it, to start reading it and tell me, you know, and get into the groove of that, especially, and I still got to write my first chapter for Food for the Soul, but I did put the summary in the description box for you guys to be able to see and decide for yourself what you want to do. I'm still writing books, I'm still publishing books. This is what I do in my pastime, but I also review. But if the show is not good, we're not doing it. Love and Hip Hop Couples, whatever retreat shit is supposed to come on, I will be reviewing that too. If it ends up good, I'm gonna do that too. I know that Real Housewives of Potomac is supposed to be starting soon, so I will be reviewing that as well. It seems like, what's her name? The Nigerian girl that got on my nerves, I keep forgetting her name. She did get her wig and her style together. What's her name? I forgot. Can y'all remember her name? She got on my nerves. I didn't want to see her this new season, but it seems like she's gonna change up a little bit in the Potomac, so we'll see what happens. But I can't wait for that to come on, because I'm gonna be talking about that too. Y'all have a good, wonderful rest of your day, and we'll catch up later. Bye.